Hey folks, happy Valentine's Day. Now, I have a lot of mixed feelings on the matter. You see, when I'm in a relationship, well, it's a nice, cute little holiday to celebrate your special someone. But when I'm not in a relationship, well, I mean, this is just a stupid Hallmark-funded scheme to get people to buy candy and cards. And why spend money on that when I could spend it on something way more important, like bagels. Or socks. Maybe a funny hat.
Have you ever been down horrendous? It's tough being single. Sure, it does have some advantages. You get more time to indulge in your worst vices, and you don't have to wear a lame-ass couple's costume for Halloween when in your heart you really just want to be SpongeBob. But then you see couples doing cute things on social media, and you just have to be like, wow, that's so cute! Now, I'm of the opinion that we shouldn't waste our time and energy thinking about silly things like relationships. We should instead be thinking about war, our natural destiny as human beings. Like, oh, your crush didn't text you back? Wake up, soldier, we're about to launch our 9th offensive on the Isanzo. But I get it. It can be tough, especially this time of year when it seems like literally everyone is finding love except for you. And fun fact, that's 100% true. You are the only person on this planet who isn't in a relationship, and it's not because of chance or circumstance, it's because you suck and you're unlovable. And given these dire conditions, it's perhaps to be expected that one might gravitate towards ways to emulate romantic fantasies that you're not able to experience in real life. And this is where dating simulators come in. Usually taking the form of visual novels, these let you experience the illusion of finding love without putting in any effort to get it. These things kinda annoy me because they tend to lean into the mediocre everyman gets the partner trope. This idea that you, yes you, the stupid fucking loser with no redeeming qualities, can get scores of wonderful singles to like you without even trying. Now cue a generation of young boys finding out this isn't true and r/incel. Of course, it makes sense that dating sims would do this. You have to consider who's the target audience of these games. Lonely losers who can't find a partner for the life of them. Scott Pilgrim and its consequences have been disastrous for society.
Now listen, I don't need a relationship, okay? I've got everything I need right here with my trusty Cheez-It box. It helps me satisfy one of my biggest primal urges. The urge to eat? But so long as it's the season of lust and debauchery, why not embrace the spirit of the holiday? I mean, what could really be the harm in fictionally romancing some fine, lovely birds? I need to be more careful with my slang.
This is Hatoful boyfriend. There's a British flag? What the fuck? How the hell do you explain this to someone? Well, it's a visual novel dating simulator where you go to high school and have the chance to woo a wide variety of potential partners, but also, they're birds. Everyone's a bird. Except you are a human girl who goes to the bird high school and is also a hunter-gatherer who lives in a cave. I named myself Mikk Cool Guy, so that way everyone knows I'm a cool guy. This game goes like seemingly pretty much any other dating sim. You go through the story while making choices that will ultimately determine how certain events will go and who you wind up with in the end. For example, periodically you get to choose to go to either math class, gym class, or music class, you know, the essentials, and each one will raise a certain stat. You can go to music class and sing birdie melodies to raise your charisma, and quite frankly, I'm just impressed if you're able to harmonize with birds at all.
There's 104 days.
After I did bad on a test, I started going to math class, which raises your wisdom, and of course gym class raises your vitality. My vitality stat was 800 for some reason. I have no clue how that happened. I literally never went to gym class. You also get to choose a club to join, either the student council, the track team, or the library staff. That's it. And which one you choose affects which bird you come into frequent contact with. Student council has Sakia, who's just kind of a dickbag all around. The library staff gets you Nageki, who I only met once in my entire playthrough, and the track team has San, who, unlike anyone else in this game, communicates only in squawks and coos. You know, like a bird. I went with student council because Sakia was undemocratically installed as class president and someone needed to keep him in check. I tried to be class treasurer so I could embezzle stuff, but I was forced to be vice president instead. There's a few other birds too. There's Shu, the school doctor who seems to be a big fan of feeding children random drugs, so that's nice. There's Yuya, the half-brother of Sakia, who is evidently a ladies' man. Ladies' bird. There's Kazuyaki, a math and physics teacher who falls asleep all the time. And finally, there's Ryuta, our good friend and the only tolerable character in this game. I could describe my whole playthrough at length, but I think it's pretty easy to get a general idea of how the game works. If you must know, I ended up with Ryuta, who after we confess our love for each other says we still shouldn't be together because given that he's a bird, he's gonna die long before I do and doesn't want to leave me sad and alone. Because that would be terrible. Being sad and alone is how you end up playing dating sims. But I say in response, that's what life is. It's unfair and painful, and sometimes it seems nothing good will ever happen. But fighting on, following our urge to seek happiness anyway, that's what makes us alive. That's how our ancestors lived, and died, and evolved, and brought us to where we are now. And you know what? They had no reason to cook that hard with that quote, but they did anyway. Good on them. All in all, this game is a dating sim. I mean, they're just not my thing in general, and I never was particularly attached to any of the characters or particularly invested in the story in this game, so overall I give it a meh out of 10. Though I do find it kind of funny how much it totally plays it straight with the fact that these characters are birds. Like, it acknowledges the characters are birds, and it acknowledges the fact that you're a human, but, like, it doesn't do anything with that. You interact with the birds pretty much just like if they were human. And the birds aren't even drawn in a cartoonish, anime-esque art style. They're literally just PNGs of birds. It's hardly a bad thing though, to be honest. I think it's probably the most unique and funny part of this game. And I guess I can see why some people might find value in this game and dating sims in general. It's neat how you can make a variety of choices to ultimately match up with someone and date them. Now, if only there were a way to date a match in real life. What the fuck? Okay, this is like incredibly niche and kind of deranged, but has anyone ever seen this shit? Datamatch is basically like a college student organization, but is meant to be a dating service where you answer some survey questions to get algorithmically matched up with the person of your dreams. I never really cared for dating apps and matchmaking services personally because they're, you know, fucking dehumanizing. But Datamatch is a bit different from your typical dating app. Services like Tinder or Hinge or Bumble or whatever, you know, exist all the time. Datamatch, on the other hand, just shows up on college campuses once a year and bombards your email for a week leading up to Valentine's Day, kinda like a horny Santa Claus. So Santa Claus. And look, people always tell me, Mick, you're gonna regret it if you don't put yourself out there and talk to people. But here's the thing about that. Crushes are temporary, cringe memories are forever. But around this time 2 years ago, I was clearly having a moment of weakness because I looked at it and was like, yeah, why not? So let's see, you fill out a survey with questions specific to whatever school you go to. Of course, I don't want to dox myself, so I'll have to censor some details. What should the Well, personally, I think that Alright, 1 week later and results are in. Let's see, no profile, no profile, no profile, no profile, no profile. Wow, who knew that using a stupid fucking gimmick website for dating wouldn't get you anywhere?
Well, this just goes to show that love doesn't come easy. There's no one weird trick or cheat code to finding a romantic partner. If you want to make it in the dating scene, you have to put in the proper effort to improve your life and well-being in order to show a potential partner that you're worth giving a chance to. In other words, don't be the type of person who plays dating sims. And importantly, you have to actually go outside and talk to people. You have to put yourself out there, so to speak. People aren't just gonna magically fall into your lap out of nowhere. You can't just sit and do nothing while hiding behind a cell phone screen or a computer screen and hope for the best. You have to put in the work to make something happen. At the same time, even if you do work on yourself and put yourself out there, that's not a guarantee of anything. Love is not about ticking a series of boxes, it's about meeting an individual whom you like and get along with and enjoy spending time with. Even if you do everything right, not everyone's compatible with everyone, and that's just how it is. And that's ultimately my beef with dating simulators. They impart unrealistic fantasies and expectations of what it's like to find love. There's no grand plotline of life that guarantees a whole bouquet of character archetypes will fall head over heels for you without you even trying. It takes an honest effort, and the ability to see everyone as their own unique, complex human being, not just a challenge of selecting the right dialogue option. So what's the ultimate takeaway from my escapades today? Forget about love, get back to the front, our 10th offensive is about to start!